So hey everyone, welcome back to another week or weekend of our weekly analysis. Big shout out to everyone that have always been here following up. For those that are new, thank you so much for joining us. This is JSMFX and we're here to do our weekly analysis and also our weekly forecasts. Okay, so today we're going to be a little bit detailed. There's a way that to be a little bit with the trades that I even took. That's why I left all these lines, the vertical lines, on, so that I can show you on how I took different trades on different days. Okay, but we're going to start with Aussie dollar, because for Aussie dollar I didn't see so much of opportunities, so I just left it to just continue the way it could, and maybe next week I'll be looking for opportunities if I see any. But for now, I just want to start off with the weekly. Like I said, we still have this triangle, this descending triangle, and as you can see, I'm waiting for the break. So as the way I'm seeing right now is like the price wants to break the triangle, the trend line that is just above where price is right now. So if price does happen to break at that point, then I'll be looking for opportunities, buy opportunities on lower time frames. Okay, so that is what I'm waiting still on the Aussie dollar. But somehow I obviously had this direction, pointed out in my previous videos, and as you can see, price has proved to us that it won't go much lower than that. So right now it's trying to show us it's changing directions to the upside. So let's go over to the daily, and we can see that the daily also is playing the same role that we expected to see, or we saw in the weekly. And from what I can see is that price took out this liquidity right here, if you see the X, and from that liquidity point we see that after the liquidity grab, then price has jumped to the upside. So that could also give us another proof that possibly next week we should also be looking for other buy opportunities. From the 4 hour, like I said before in all of my previous videos, we have the 4 hour ranging from this high and this low, and to be honest, price has not come to our discount area. If I draw my fib, as you can see, price has not come here to this equilibrium point. So I don't know what maybe could be happening next week, because what I'm seeing right now is just Aussie dollar is just building liquidity. It's only building liquidity to the upside. So I don't know about the sell side liquidity, if they're going to be taken out next week. But what we have tried to see from the weekly and the daily, we see price wants to go up. So now jumping over to 15 minutes. Also, I've not seen so much happening on the Aussie dollar, and yes, I was expecting price to actually come here, like from the weekly videos that I've had. I think the last week video I already had this arrow pointed up like this, and that is what actually happened, because this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this is Friday. So I've not closed that, because automatically that's just marks, for me it marks the end of the week. So yeah, so price still obeyed our analysis, as you can see right here. Okay, it came down, then the change of character actually happened very, very late during the week, so we couldn't do anything about that, and we couldn't know or tell where maybe price could come, and after that change of character, what it would happen later. So if you're asking me about the next view on Aussie dollar, I feel all this is just one of those demands that maybe price could not come to next. And yes, price could also come to, let's say, this let me try and draw it like this demand area or POI. Let me try and draw that one. Okay, maybe I'll be expecting price to come there, then shoot back up, because if you look at this structure, we see this as a lower high, lower low. Then this is not actually a lower high, but because of this pullback and price broke through, then that means that this was a change of character when price came and broke and you know, changed to direction to the upside. So this one being mitigated by this candle, and right now from what we see is that price, after breaking this change of character, price went up, came down to only, you know, mitigate this range. If you look at the 4 hour, then you will see there's this range, but after price came down here, it shot up, then came down, then went up. So right now price is ranging, and unless now I see price breaking this line, which is my change of character line on the 15-minute, if I see it being broken next week, okay, then maybe I will be looking for sell opportunities to this side. Let me try and draw that. If it breaks, okay, maybe it breaks and comes over to this demand area, I'll be expecting then to look for sell opportunities around this area, then, you know, ride it down to this part. But also, let's not forget, we still have this 4 hour POI that has not been touched, the brown POI that has not actually been touched, and price did actually go deeper than that, because from 15 minutes we see that it only touched but not the 4 hour POI. So maybe, just maybe, we could be expecting price to come and mitigate and take out these lows that are here. Then maybe from there now we will see the next moves, like the way we are shown in this arrow. We'll see those moves. So yeah, so still I'm expecting price to come here, because that is also another 15-minute POI that had not been touched. As you can see here, that had not been touched after this change of character. So yes, also that I'll be looking out for that coming next week. It's very possible that these kind of moves, maybe not, they are likely maybe less fortunate to, you know, touch over or around those areas of POI that I just marked. So that is what I'm checking or expecting from the Aussie dollar. From the 4 hour, I'm still also expecting price to come down here. So I'm not sure about it. It's still ranging, so this is, for me, it's not giving me so much interest about it. Although yes, we have another 4 hour change of character here. You know what I love is, I love change of characters. Then maybe look for entry orders on maybe flip zones or extremes, the actual demands that are actually, you know, solid, and you can see that you can trade from. So with the Aussie dollar, is still unfortunate, and since last week I don't think I've met anything like that. And also this POI right here on the 4 hour, we see that maybe it was touched, which was actually all of this, the, what do you call it, the bigger POI of the 4 hours. So yeah, so that is what maybe I'll be looking at. If not so, then I'll be expecting price to come down to this equilibrium point, because it had not broken to the upside. And if it does break to the upside like here, then that will only mean we'll go up, but we will now have to look for another, let me see on the daily, we'll have to look for price to, you know, come to this point, okay, this daily POI that I just drew, or rather I drew during my previous videos. So maybe I'll be expecting price to come here, then look for any, you know, change shift or shift change, then look to, you know, come and take out all these liquidities that were built right here, okay, like this one. Now let me look at the 4 hour. Yeah, here, this is a very hefty liquidity right here. So yes, so this can also be a target. Maybe next week, we don't know, but I'll be expecting to look for trades around here. or maybe below there, especially. Yeah, I think this is the strong demand area that I'll be expecting to take trades from. So let's look out, let's be watchful of that, and let's wait and see what will happen coming next week. So yes, on to Euro USD now. I'm going to start over with the daily, because you know what the weekly is actually expecting. We're still expecting that price will, you know, jump lower and continue selling or dumping. So yeah, so with the daily we are still inside this range of this high and this low, and as you can see from where price is right now, after this break of our trend line of the NFP, price did come up and mitigated this whole buy to sell range, and from the looks of it, we are not seeing if price actually touched the top there. So yeah, so that is also another issue. I mean, we are really ranging in most of the pairs, especially the ones that I trade on, and sometimes, or most of the times, when you're ranging, it's really hard to look for trade opportunities. So let us also just wait and see on how our next week will turn out to be. For me, if you want to trade with me, then maybe you can join me up on Telegram. I'll leave a link on a description box below, and see if you can join. It's a group, it's not a channel, so it's meant to be interactive and for everyone to, you know, like jump in and give out their views. Okay, so let's go over to 4 hour. Now 4 I'll have to zoom out because it's a very huge range, and I think my screen is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller to actually magnify the whole of it. So yeah, so we're playing between this high and this low, and price looked to go to the upside, as you can see. Then we had a change of character. Now after this change of character, where it was caused by the NFP, like we said, price did pull back, but not to the POI that we expected. I think this is the fractal POI. For those SMC students, you know what I mean. So yeah, so we have not seen anything or other price touching there. But what I love about trading is sometimes, even if you know about a strategy, you can also learn about other new things. I felt interested in knowing or learning about trend lines and triangles and shapes and all that. So for me, I felt triangles or symmetric triangles or whatever, they actually make sense to me. And as you can see, I've always been drawing them, and they've always been working in my strategy, and also on the lookout for the trades. As you can see here, we'll look at that in the lower time frames, but we had this triangle, then the break, and then we had this triangle, then the break to the downside, then we had this triangle, then the break to the downside. Then now, if you look at the whole picture, from this pullback we have another pullback, which is building sell side liquidity, and also trying to make some visit lower highs, yeah, but not lower lows. So that to me looked like a triangle, and as you can see from here, from Friday, price broke above it. So with this one, I'll be expecting also for it to, you know, put some pressure on the buy side, and people will be continue to buy, only to be trapped. But I'm not really sure of the POI that is gonna go to, but what I know is that this is liquidity, okay, and also here this is liquidity. Now all these are 4 hour POIs, but for me, I'm just expecting them to be broken next week. So we still have other opportunities, like on the daily, where we are seeing that price is still expected to run down and obviously come to this untouched or unmitigated POI on the daily. So that is also possible. So we don't know about this triangle, if it's going to actually break to the upside or downside. But from the 4 hour, all I can say is I'll be expecting for buy entries to at least mitigate these 4 hour POI, and also see if we can have any shift change from any 15 minute POIs inside the, or nested inside the 4 hour POI. So I'm going to remove this because it already been mitigated. This is the daily POI. So let me do that. And also this is the 1 hour POI. I normally put it just like to see if there are any other POIs that were nested inside of it. As you can see here, okay, as you can see on last week, sorry, the other week, we are seeing price did actually came into that 1 hour POI. For those other ICT students, I know you know about fair value gaps, and this was actually the fair value gap on the 1 hour, which for me I had to draw it so that I can see other POIs that were nested inside of it. And as you can see from the 15 minutes, which we'll see in a short while, price came up to mitigate this POI, okay, then it came down, then mitigated this lower POI, then broke that triangle to the downside. And always I say that when price breaks the triangle, whether to the upside or downside, when it breaks like here, then price is likely to move the same distance as this vertical line of the triangle, okay. So even this one, when it comes to break, okay, when it happens to break to the upside, then I'll be expecting price to actually come to the upside like the way I've just drawn with my arrow, okay. So that is what I'm seeing on the 4 hours. So let's jump over to the 15 minutes and talk about the week, talk about the few trades that I took. I think there were about 7 or 8 trades, yeah, but some were actually emotionally taken, so a little bit of profits, a little bit of losses, but all those are just lessons to me. And I look to, after reviewing, I look to I look to rectify myself and also correct myself and look to do the right thing next week. So yeah, on Monday, as you can see, price did actually come to that POI of the fair value gap that we talked of right here, okay. So after that, we had this change of character. After the change of character, we had a pullback a little bit to the upside, just to mitigate this this extreme that was here. And this right here is a 5 minute POI that was actually sorry, let me try and show you, was actually targeted, but I don't think if price came up straight to it. As you can see from here, after the change of character on the 5 minutes, price did come up, then did a little bit of pullback, but only to build liquidity, whereby now price came down and took them out. So let's go back to the 50 minutes so we can move faster a little bit. So yeah, so after that, we broke to the downside, and price continued now to the downside to this POI, the 4 hour POI, but it didn't actually touch. So after I saw this, I think this was on, let me see, this was on Tuesday, this is on Monday. Then Tuesday, price went down all the way to Wednesday, okay. Then Wednesday, we had this change of character, because after this low, price went up, broke to the upside, then we had a change of character. So after price now came and mitigated up to this flip zone, if I'm not wrong, up to this flip zone, we see that price actually shot to the upside, okay, and that is now Thursday. So all this while, to be honest, I think my emotions were dictating my decisions, so I didn't take any trades all through the week on the EURUSD, because I was trying to look for a perfect trade, but I couldn't find it. But now, looking at how you review your trades, by the end of the week, you see how stupid you can get, or you were in a way that you could have actually taken those trades and just be confident. For example, if I had seen this before, like here we had this Asian session where we had the liquidity session, the ranging session. After price went up and broke this change of character, then came down, I could have taken this trade right here, or maybe pull it down to that point where maybe we would have expected, if it would have come this low, then maybe we would have seen price going to the downside. But what I forgot is that after drawing this liquidity line, I didn't remember that actually this was a change of character. Then this the pullback, then we go up to this area, and just as usual, I normally like three hour trades, which is that 3.02, I can say. Yeah, so with the confidence that I always have, and also having this as a confluence, this the sell side or buy side liquidity, always that pedantic to take such trades, but that wasn't possible during last week and this week, and yeah, I guess I'll just have to get over that and see on how to maximize on my opportunities next time. So yeah, so now when price came up here, I expected, now I think this was on Thursday, now this was on Friday, because there's this vertical line separating the two. So after this Asian range, we went to the upside during, I think, the Frankfurt session, sorry, the Asian session. Then we came down to take out this liquidity right here, and then again, just like this one, price came down to this demand area, which actually was supposed to push price up. So after price came up to this point, I felt, because now these lows that I saw on the previous days of the week, I felt like after price comes here, and because we've had this change of character, maybe price could come down and take all these other guys that were down here. I'm trying to move this. So yeah, so that's when now I took the trade. As you can see, I took this trade right here. I put the stop loss above, just a little bit of a buffer. I gave it a little bit of a buffer because I felt to me that that price could come up and take out these highs that were here, or the lower highs, or the sell side, sorry, buy side liquidity. So yeah, I gave it a little bit of buffer, and I let that trade run down. Now the thing is, after the price came down to this point, I was actually not on my device, so I missed out on this one. And left actually the news that came in on Friday at 3:30 Kenyan time. Price came up, then took me out on here at this point, and actually wanted to mitigate. Actually, they wanted me to mitigate this area, then come down, but that was not the case. Anyway, point is, with this trade, I would have actually taken that. Let me see. I would have taken that profit on this liquidity standpoint right here, and look at that. That would have actually been 3.83. So if we even reduce it to 3. That would have been a very good trade right there, as you can see. So yeah, so sometimes greed can really take over you, and lose control, and actually lose on some trades that you are supposed to like have them as a win. So yeah, so like I said, emotions took over, and after the news I felt I should just take another trade, because if we had already come here, then we were not having any other reason to go higher. So that's when now I felt, this was my 5-minute POI. I think I'll show you in a minute. I felt price will now come down, take out this liquidity that I just drew, but that was not the case. As you can see, it came, shot up, and took me out again. So that was another loss. So yeah, so I think you can see the kind of lessons that I learned there, because what I would have done is I would have taken this profit, actually the 3-hour profit, like always is on my plans, but that wasn't the case, and next time I guess I'll just have to do better. So with this one also, I forgot about this 15-minute POI where maybe price could come and touch. I didn't actually believe on that on it also, but as you can see, price did come up and take me out, and that was another loss. So yeah, it's just part of the game, and psychology at the end of the day will have to be challenged. So what I can say is, on the EURUSD, still on the 4-hour, I'm still expecting price to actually break this candle and have some few candles closing above and looking for buy opportunities just to go to the upside. before waiting on any other news, especially the NFP that is coming in next week on Friday, tomorrow being the 1st of July. So we need to also be on the lookout for that. So yeah, that is what I can just say about EURUSD. I'll be expecting for buy opportunities to go to the upside, but if price happens to take out this liquidity fast, then I'll also be thinking or planning to have some sell opportunities to actually come to this area of demand that is here, especially this daily POI. So that is what I'll be expecting on the EURUSD. Let me try and show you something else. Okay, let me try and show you something else. So after that, Thursday, is it? No, Wednesday. After this change of character on the 15-minute, okay, we have this POI that I noticed on the 5-minute. We have this POI, and as you can see, if I draw my horizontal line there at this POI, let me try and show you just to have a clear view. Okay, I have this POI that I'll be expecting also price to come to, because it didn't actually touch that point. So with that POI, I'll be expecting price to also come down to that point, where maybe if it does, then I'll be looking for buy opportunities from here, and also leaving this point, leaving this point as another liquidity trap, and also having some buy pressure coming in and take out those other areas that we'll be expecting for them to be taken out, because also with these sorry, I think that will be okay if I'm not wrong. My trading view is now acting up, so let me try and close in and open again. I hope it won't. Yeah, so sorry about that. I think my mouse was acting up, and that's why I had to disconnect and connect it back. So like I was saying, I'll be looking for buy opportunities right here on the EURUSD. Although also I think there could be also some buy pressure from this POI, 15-minute POI, and I'll have to remove this 1 hour POI right here. Excuse me. And concentrate on this 15-minute POI, because as much as this 5-minute POI will be targeted, then maybe we will be also having to concentrate on this 15-minute POI that I'll be expecting to, for buy orders to come in. But I'm not actually advising anyone to buy from here. And if you're going to buy from there, then maybe you can take like 1 hour or 2 hour, so that you'll be on the safe side, and grab the few profits that you'll get and run away with it. So yeah, so that is what I'll be expecting on the EURUSD, that after this 4-hour touch and also this change of character, the pullback has been ranging. So it being a triangle from my point of view, then I'll be expecting the price to break a few candles to the upside, then also look for my opportunities to the upside. But if it does go down, then this is my daily POI, and I'll be expecting these liquidity standpoints to be taken out, then I'll look for my opportunities from here. So that is all from EURUSD. So let's go over to GBPUSD, my favorite pair. Let me try and put in some setup on that, so that you can have the different kind of colors representing the pair. Okay, I don't know how to set these put in these settings permanently. So if you have any idea to help a brother out on that, then I'll be really appreciating. Okay, so from the daily, let's start over from the daily. Just like Euro USD, we're also expecting price to like go down, or rather dump to this area, because after this daily change of character right here, after this daily change of character, price had mitigated up to the extreme, and now looking to like come down or lower so that it can mitigate up to this daily demand area. So on the 4-hour, I noticed that with this trend line that is happening right here, these are lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and I think there was a lower low here. Yes, this lower low. I feel, to me also, we could be selling off of this point coming next week. But what I'm also trying to say is that we have this POI on the 4-hour, this one, that had not been touched, so maybe price could also come up to that point and see on how it can induce most of the the sell side liquidity. I don't know if it's sell side or buy side, I am not actually sure about that most of the time. So let me try and put that there and set it up as liquidity point, so that we could expect, actually let me just have it and drawn as a straight line so we can not interfere with the drawings and such. So yeah, so I'll be expecting price to also come and take out that liquidity standpoint on below there, and also come and mitigate this 4-hour demand. But also, if price comes to this point first, then I'll be looking for sell opportunities from this point and take it down lower. So also with this flag, the bearish flag, as you can see from the upside, it touched twice, actually thrice, if I'm not wrong. But from the lower side, it's not that accurate, so I'm going to remove it. But back of my mind, I'll be expecting that to be a flag, and expecting price to actually go lower and touch this flag on this point on the lower side, which will be mitigating the 4-hour demand or POI. So yeah, so that is what I'll be looking at on the 4-hour. Let's now jump to the 15 minutes and look at a couple of trades that we took. So starting in on Monday, right here, I drew this as my liquidity line, and I fell from that point. Actually, I drew it from here because that's when, now after Monday, Tuesday started here, and I left it at that point. So I think I will just draw it like that. Yeah, so yes, I noticed that price was ranging inside this demand, so I drew this demand down here and expecting price to come down there. So what happened on Monday is that there was this symmetrical triangle. Just like always, I said I love triangles, and that is what I was looking at. And now when after the break, I was expecting price to actually come down and mitigate this demand area, then move to the upside. So I didn't take that trade again. Just like always, my emotions were fought, and I think I chickened out on that one also. But if I had taken that trade, then that would have been a clean 2R, which would have been very profitable for me, but fortunately didn't take it. So Tuesday just went off like that, and I didn't take any other trade. But after this change of character, I was expecting price to actually come up to this point, which didn't. So let me try and draw this and if price came down, also it came up to this above POI. So yeah, so after this change of character, price went up to mitigate, but didn't actually touch this extreme again. It came down. So while that was happening, I felt that this demand that I left down here, price would come and shoot up so that it can come and mitigate. But as you can see, that was another loss that I took, and I didn't have that bigger picture. I forgot about that bigger picture, that I actually expected price would go down, and I didn't actually expect it to break the structure actually on the 15-minute. And as you can see, after the break of structure on Thursday, we had a change of character right here, and yeah, into that change of character, I saw the price went going up and came up to this 5-minute POI. But I wanted to like take this trade, but I wasn't sure if it's gonna break this lower part, because we still had other unmitigated areas that were not touched. So I just left it trade to run. So after it came up again, still on Thursday, I think this was now London if I'm not wrong, sorry, New York, this was New York. And during the New York session we had this other change of character right here, and on this change of character now I felt, you know what, come by and buy. Okay, I just told myself I have to take this trade. So I went over to the 5 minute, and I looked very closely, looking for another change of character in the lower time frames, but I stuck with this 15-minute first, although there was another one here, because when price went up, it came down, then shot up, but didn't break this high, then came down, then broke that high with a wick. Then after it came down again, we had the change of character. So after we had the change of character, we came up to mitigate this POI right here. And as you can see, after this POI right here, the pink one, the 5-minute POI right here, okay, then price went down. So now after it went down, I felt, you know what, with this liquidity line and actually broken at this point, then this flip zone would support us to push the price lower. So what I did is I went over to the 1 minute, and I wanted to have some myself configure the confluences very well and be specific with my entries and the whole of my trades. So this was what happened. So I checked again on the 1 minute, and I felt we didn't have any other POI because this one was mitigated. This was actually a bullish candle, but we still traded below the previous candle. So what I was left with was this candle, was this POI right here that price came back to. So when it came back to that point and mitigated, it came down. Then once I saw it mitigating again, I felt I should just take that trade, and I had my 3R right there. As you can see, I had my 3R, then I had this as my target, because always when you're in a trade, you need to also look for your targets so that you can place them you can place them in advance. So I already had my targets, as you can see, and I was very, very patient. Let me go back to the 15 minutes so I can try and move in a little bit quicker. I think sorry, it's here. Yes, so I was very, very patient, and I let that price run. Actually, this was all in New York session, and with this 15-minute POI, I recognized that this green POI, which is my 1 minute POI, I left it to run, as you can see. And for me, by the way, I was still hopeful that with this liquidity run, it would still come down and take out this liquidity. Also, maybe price would come and like the way it did the week here, it would actually touch it. But I had to stick to my plan, and once I had that trade active at that point, then I had to take that 3R, which was honest risk to reward ratio according to my plan. So yes, so after that, now what is actually a little bit interesting is that on the 15 minute, after seeing that price was ranging here coming into Friday, I felt now price would just come down, maybe if not Frankfurt session, then maybe London session, come down, mitigate this 15-minute POI, as you can see right here. Okay, mitigate that area, and go back up to take out like this liquidity and other liquidities above. But that didn't actually happen. So after I took this trade, now actually I went to sleep, and in the morning I saw we were actually at this point. Okay, then when it came down, I think this was now New York, when Frankfurt and London was actually when Frankfurt and London was actually coming down, New York shot it up just to take this liquidity. Now the problem is, after when I was in this trade, I was still very positive that we are going to go up, but I had my trailing stop loss right over there, which, as you can see, the price came and touched it and took me out really early. So yeah, so another thing is that you need to also understand that when you have your core values, then you have to also trust them. So with this trade, I would have just backed in that 3R with the news, okay, with the news right here. I think it was interest rate or something that happened on Friday, okay, because price went up, then it shot up again, then came down, then went and took out these guys on the 5-minute supply area, or the POI, and started or continued to range. So with this trade, yes, it was a profit, but it was a success, but not that much, because our trailing stop loss was hit. So what am I expecting on the GU? So yeah, so with the GU also, we had this break of structure, and as you can see, we are actually on a downtrend, because we have this lower low, then lower high, then broke again and made a lower low. So all this while during this week, we have been going to the downside. So with this pullback to this point, I think on Thursday, yeah, to this point, we have already come up and above 50 equilibrium point of Fibonacci, and also we traded upwards to our premium section. So yes, so maybe coming next week we might trade higher, okay, to this POI where it is 79%, and maybe I'll be looking for opportunities on this point, and see if we can get other sell opportunities from this POI, supply POI of the 4 hour, excuse me. So what else am I expecting? I don't think I'll be expecting much of buys from the GU coming in next week, although sometimes I say that GU, EU and AU go in tandem on the same direction. Then for this one, I can't tell quite clearly, but let us also wait and see, because I think what guys would do is they would put pressure on the buys, then maybe wait for them to like forget about the trades or something like that, especially for the day traders and the swing traders, then maybe come down and take them out. So yeah, so that is what I would be seeing on the GU. So let me now go back to 15 minutes and maybe show you something else. So yeah, so also if price comes down, we still have, for me, I still have this as my other POI that I'll be expecting price to come down to, which actually didn't come down to. And from the look of things, I see that we had this change of character here, then we had the return to the extreme, and also another change of character here, then came down, then price went up to this flip zone, as you can see. Let me try and draw them so you can see them with me together. So we have this flip zone, okay, so you have this flip zone right here, but that flip zone for me, I think it will just act like liquidity coming into next week. So maybe if price chooses to come down lower, then maybe it will shoot up from there, because all this, let me try and draw it if I can, because all this up here is liquidity. As you can see, I'll try and cut out this wick so that we can show it well. So yeah, so that is the kind of liquidity that I'll be expecting, but also you can draw it to this point, okay, and maybe have a straight line if you you don't want some diagonal kind of lines, okay. But yeah, that is what I'll be expecting on the GU. And also, just like always, I love shapes. So for this one on the 15 minute, I think I am seeing a candle, sorry, a triangle here. I'm not wrong. See that, very precise. Okay, especially on the trend line, it's very precise. I know it's gonna be a very long one that can be a little bit confusing, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so maybe if that price also takes out those guys, then also I'll be expecting price to go to the upside and also mitigate maybe up to this point, or maybe above to this 15-minute POI that I just told you about on the analysis that I just did. So that is my focus, and that is my analysis and reviews on 3 of those pairs, and I hope you've taken some value from that. And if it has, you can hit the subscribe button below, and also put on the notification bell so you can have all the alerts about my videos every time you get in on YouTube. So thank you very much for all that have been here with me, and I really want to thank you again for everything that for every support that you've given me in this channel. Okay, so if you want us to like trade together, I'll leave the link in the description box where I have a group on the JSMFX group on Telegram, and you can join me there so we can trade together. Also on TikTok, if you want to get some few tips also that can be helpful, I'll leave the link there so that you can follow me and expect that also. So yeah, so that is all for now, and wish you have a good day, and also good luck on the new month of July 2024. God bless you.